So hello everyone, let's start. Today we will be studying few of the very important software testing questions which are very important from interview point of view. So let's get started. So let us first start with what is the difference between alpha testing and beta testing. Okay, so let's see what is the difference between alpha testing and beta testing. Alpha testing. Alpha testing is a type of testing that is done to check the quality of the application before its release. And beta testing is a type of testing that is used to check the functionalities by using a limited number of users. Alpha testing is done in the company premises by our in-house resource in the test environment, while beta testing is done in the client side in the real-time environment by using real-time users. Alpha testing involves both white box testing and black box testing. Beta testing involves only black box testing. Bugs, defects can be addressed immediately by the development team in the alpha testing. Defects, bugs found will be collected from the client and will be implemented in the next versions in beta testing. Alpha testing mostly concentrated on testing the functionalities and the usability of the application and less in reliability and security testing. While beta testing concentrates on reliability and security testing along with functional and usability testing. Alpha testing helps to identify the different views on the product, while beta testing helps to identify the success rate of the product. Alpha testing is time consuming, while beta testing consumes comparatively less time. So everyone keep one thing in mind. In alpha testing, we test the application in the company premises in the test environment. While in beta testing, the application is tested at the customer's client side. Yes. Now moving ahead, what is the difference between load testing and stress testing? Load testing. Load testing is used to check if the application is working under the given amount of load within the operational capacity, while stress testing is used to check if the application can handle the load beyond its operational capacity and work under the extreme pressure. Load testing ensures that the performance of the application meets the given requirement, while stress testing ensures that the possible system failure won't result in any kind of security breach or data leaks or any other types of damage. Let's move ahead to the next question. What is the difference between stubs and drivers, or what are stubs and drivers? Stub and driver are used as a temporary replacement modules or alternate modules in integration testing for replacing the missing or underdeveloped modules. Stubs are used in top-down approach of integration testing to replace the submodules, while drivers are used in bottom-up approach for replacing the underdeveloped main modules. Stub acts as a called module and driver acts as a calling module. Stubs are similar to components which are under test and are considered as a low-level modules, whereas drivers are used to invoke the components that need to be tested and are considered as a high-level module. Okay, so both stubs and drivers are used in integration testing, and they are the temporary modules or replacement modules. Now let's go ahead to the next question. Can you give the examples of functional and non-functional testing types? So first we will see what is functional testing and then we will see its type. Functional testing. It is a type of software testing that verifies the product application features are working according to the requirement of the client. Functional testing types are unit testing, integration testing, smoke testing, sanity testing, regression testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. Now let's see what is non-functional testing. It is a type of software testing that verifies the product or application is reliable and meets the expectations of the client with respect to behavior, performance, etc. Non-functional testing types are load testing, stress testing, usability testing, endurance testing, recovery testing, and security testing. The next question, what are the differences between retesting and regression testing? Retesting. Let's see first what is retesting. Retesting is done to check whether the defect that we have reported in a functionality in the previous release is fixed and the functionality is working as expected. Now let's see what is regression testing. Regression testing is done to make sure that no new defects have been raised in the functionalities of the application because of the code change in a functionality. Retesting is done only on the failed test cases, while regression testing is done on the past test cases also. Retesting is done to check whether the original defect is fixed or not, while regression testing verifies the unexpected side effects. Retesting will be done first. Regression testing is done after retesting. Retesting will be done manually, while regression testing will be automated. Retesting is called as planned testing or confirmation testing, while regression testing is called as generic testing. I hope everyone you are getting the differences clearly. Now let's see what is RTM. RTM stands for Requirements Traceability Matrix. Requirement traceability matrix is also known as traceability matrix or cross-reference matrix is a document that is used to map the requirements of the customer with the test cases written by the tester. RTM is used to check all the scenarios for the requirements are covered while writing the test cases. RTM helps us to identify that the 100% test coverage is achieved and makes test execution tracking easy. RTM helps us to identify the missing functionalities and missing scenarios for the functionalities. There are three types of RTM. First is forward traceability, second, backward traceability, and third is bilateral traceability. Now let's go ahead and see what is the next question. What are the different test design techniques? So let's see what are the different test design techniques. Test design techniques are also called as black box testing techniques. Helps us to create the effective test cases to test the application. Test design techniques reduce the number of test cases that needs to be executed while increasing the test coverage. There are different techniques we use for designing the test cases, with each one having its own strength and weaknesses. The different types of test design techniques are boundary value analysis, BVA, equivalence class partitioning, ECP, error guessing, and state transition testing. Let's move ahead to our next question. What are test deliverables? Test deliverables are the outcomes that we give to the client during the application development process. There will be different deliverables at each phase of the software development lifecycle SDLC. Now let's see what are different test deliverables. Test plan documents, test case templates, test strategy documents, traceability matrix, defect reporting sheets, test closure reports. These are the different test deliverables which we give to the client during the application development process. Next question. What is the difference between error, defect, and bug? So let's see what is the difference between these three words, error, defect, and bug. In general, error, defect, and bug are all the same. They simply point the mistakes, issues in the application. We use the term based on the scenario that we got the mistake. Error is in the development teams mostly relates to the code. If the developer does mistake while writing the code for a functionality, it may result in the deviation from the expected and actual results at the time of executing the code. This deviation, we call it as an error. Defect and bug are the terms we mostly use in the testing environment. If a tester, while testing a functionality, finds any deviation between the actual requirement and the output given by by the system, we call it as a defect or a bug based. Now let's move ahead to the next question. What is a test bed? Test bed is also called as test environment, is a platform where we test the build. Test bed is a combination of hardware and software components on which the test execution will be done. Testbed includes hardware configuration and software configurations like hard disk, space, RAM, processor, operating systems, database, browser, servers, networks, APIs, etc. So everyone, I hope that you have understood the different types of interview questions which are being asked during at the time of interviews based on software testing. So we will be ending it for now. We will meet in the next video. Up till then, bye.